You have someone that's so talented, like they're mad, mad, mad talented, yeah, but they're not blowing, and you're like, rah, why are they not blowing? What's wrong with them? And sometimes, it just gets like that. So me and Adesope are gonna be talking about talent versus hard work. Some people think that because they have talent, they don't have to work hard. So it's just like, yeah, I don't have to work hard. I just look at the script once, and when I get on stage, when I go on set, I can act the full script, in one take. Others feel like they have to work hard because they can sing or they're just a bad bee. So yeah, we're gonna talk talent versus hard work. And obviously, like I said, he's the energy god. He's also big, big, big name in the afrobeats industry in the UK. So we're gonna see his views on afrobeats as well. So I'm gonna be waiting for him. He's gonna join us pretty soon. But guys, thank you so much for joining Talks with Noelle season 3. Thank you for joining us today. All right.
Hey, how you
Hey, how are
doing,
you?
sis?
I'm good, big bro. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just catching up with George Floyd burial ceremony.
Yeah, I mean, last week was so heavy. Last week was such a heavy week. I
Yeah,
don't like it was just too much for me. How was it on your side?
yeah, man. It's still the same. I think I was speaking to a friend of mine today, and I was just saying that a lot of us need therapy right now because
For
everybody is. Yeah, yeah, we've gone through it. This is a very difficult time for Black people around the world,
uh-huh.
having to see some of the images that we've seen so far. And, it links up with everything. It links up with the music. It links
Uh-huh.
up with the culture. It links up with everything. How can we be jubilant and celebrating when other people that look like us are struggling around the world, basically?
Honestly, I feel you. I feel you 100%. It's been such a heavy week, but I feel like we're making progress slowly, slowly in our
Yeah,
numbers, making progress. So I think that's very important. So yeah,
absolutely.
let's get straight into it because I know you're a
Yeah,
busy man. I know it's hard to
yes,
get all the views, so now that I've got you, have to make the most of it.
yes,
Okay, so before we even talk about talent versus hard work, just tell us a bit about how you got into the industry. Like I was saying earlier before you came on, I
yeah.
said you could not mention the UK Afrobeat scene and not mention Shopsydoo. Everybody know like Shopsy has to come up in your
I,
conversation. If we're talking about people that are pushing it, you're like the headline. So
I appreciate it, man.
you get into it.
Well, simple factors. I went to the radio station with a friend of mine in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Went there to kind of just help her with voiceover work. And when we did that, the person that was running the pirate radio station came out and said, "Yo, you sounded energetic. You sounded excited.
Uh-huh.
Would you like a slot on the station?" And I was like, "Wow, that means I've got a platform to play the music that I enjoy." That at that time I was finding difficult to even get played at parties. Like DJs wouldn't play that much Afrobeats at parties.
Wow.
So this was going to be an Afrobeat show, and we could play anything that we wanted to play. So I went back, and that was the beginning. I jumped on Empower Radio, which was at that time it was like a pirate radio station in Peckham, and then
Yeah.
from there I went on to Voice of Africa Radio. That was the first official licensed African radio station in the UK. And
Wow.
then, yeah, it was the first one. And then from there, I met up with my friend
Mm-hmm.
DJ Larry that was running Factory 78, and we teamed up to kind of create, what went on to become one of the most influential online platforms promoting African popular culture within the UK. So we ushered in the Davidos, the Wizkids, the Banjis,
Yeah.
the Two Faces. We were the
Wow.
first people to interview these people, cover events like the Hip Life Festival, see greats like Castro, Stage J, saw people like Sarkodie Ellie, saw all of these folks. And
Yeah.
at those times, even though it wasn't really mainstream and cool to be promoting the Afrobeats culture, but we
Yeah.
felt like a tide, there was a shift in the culture. There was a tide. We started bigging up our chests. We had events that,
Mm-hmm.
was celebrating our culture. We now
Yeah.
had a variety of platforms that was promoting our culture, from radio, Voice of Africa Radio, Factory 78,
Uh,
Ben Television, Vox Africa. And these were platforms that I went on to work on, working as a broadcaster, presenter, creating, African popular entertainment, music shows, interviews, one-on-ones, any and anything, just kind of like to promote the African agenda and the African popular agenda, to be honest with you. And that's pretty much like a little summary of how this whole journey started.
Wow, wow. So in the time that you were pushing, obviously, like you said, there wasn't a lot of people doing it. It was you and then DJ Landry. Like, what kept you guys going? Because sometimes when you start something and you're not getting the support that you need, it's very, very easy to just give up. So what kept you guys going?
To be honest with you, man, it was just straight up passion. Like, we never saw it as a business opportunity. We never saw it as a money-making scheme. We only saw it as something that, we never, ever, ever saw it as a business opportunity or a money-making scheme. We only saw an opportunity to promote our culture and just be ourselves. So we were being ourselves, and, we were spending our own money. I'll tell you this for nothing. I went straight 6-7 years living in overdrafts, and straight up, like, we were spending our money. We were traveling around, covering. Larry was buying tapes, his cameras, his computers. That was he was funding that himself. There was nothing that drove us more than the fact that we enjoyed celebrating our culture, and it was great for us. Even though we were enjoying other Black culture, urban, hip hop, whatever, but we were most comfortable doing what we're doing. And that was it. That was the reason why we kept on doing it.
That's amazing. So how did it feel like when Afrobeats started to pick up and people actually started to pay attention to it? How did you guys feel? Because you guys were like the people that sort of pioneered the whole, how did you guys feel?
To be honest with you, I don't think we really kind of like took an opportunity to look around and start to see when things were happening, because we were in the midst of it. We were in the midst of it. We didn't really see these things happening, but we just knew that there was like little shifts. Slowly but surely, we went from, calling ourselves Ade to saying my name was Adesope. We went on. It was little progress. And eventually, when we started to sell out at the HMV Apollo, you have to imagine, Wizkid sold out the HMV Apollo in 2001, in 2011.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then we didn't have mainstream. We never had mainstream platforms. We had nothing. All we had was Afro-focused platforms, Ben Television, Vox Africa, Voice of Africa Radio, Factory 78, not just OK.com, Linda IKG. These were the platforms that were promoting the culture. So to us, we were kind of promoting culture within ourselves and really just seeing it grow within ourselves. But we didn't know that it was really captivating the world as well. I think the moment that made me feel emotional the most, the two moments. One was when Wizkid was at the Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah, I looked
around. Yeah, I looked around and I was like, yo, like, come on, man. Like, this is the Queen's place, the Queen's playground.
Literally.
Now Africa was live and direct. Afrobeats was live and direct in that building, really shaking it up. Like, even if we didn't get attention from the mainstream, the fact that a young pop star from Nigeria had sold out the Royal Albert Hall itself was going to be press worthy, and it was going to give us the spotlight. That moment was incredible for me. And then straight away going from that to Afro Republic at the O2 Arena, then like there was no way you wouldn't you get emotional, knowing fully well that we had come from Wizkid in 2009-10, just doing like 150 capacity at LA Lounge, to eventually going to 20,000 at the O2 Arena. You've got to be emotional about that.
That's amazing. That is great. That is great. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Okay, so on to today's topic. We're going to talk talent versus hard work. Sometimes you see this and you're like, yo, this artist is talented, but like they're not blowing. They're not getting the attention they deserve. What do you think it is? Can you have can you be talented and not put in hard work and go far, or can you not be so talented but put in hard work and go far? What's your take on that?
The honest truth is, we've seen people that are just talented that have gone far, right? That basically they've relied on talent, and talent has put them in, you've got to be honest that there are other elements in life that sometimes will favor you. The blessings of God, the luck of the draw, that, God himself said your talents will put you before kings. So some people are naturally talented and things happened for them. However, I am from the school that hard work beat talent every single day of the week. I don't want a talented artist. I want a hard-working artist. A hard-working artist can develop talent at any time, period. If you go to rehearsal every day, you spend 1 hour doing your voice coach, 1 hour on dance rehearsals, 1 hour on performance rehearsals, and you do that 5 times a week, in 6 months, I guarantee you, you will be on par, if not better, times 5 than the most talented in your industry. And that's a fact.
Wow.
Talent. And what happens with talent is, talent most of the time doesn't work hard, because people feel more they're more comfortable because they've got the talent, they've got the goods, they can just pick up the microphone and blow you out of the water. They think that's it. No, it's consistency, it's hard work, it's being on stage, performing for 3-4 hours. It's being able to wake up in the morning and engage, your PR, engage your plugger, engage your manager. What should I do to become a better person? How can I research to take this business to the next level? You must work hard. Talent is only 10%. Talent is the first thing that people will probably look at. Are you talented? Before they decide to invest in you. But when some people don't see that more talent at the beginning, but they see a drive that is ridiculous, trust me, it's just that one is more attractive to me than the gifts and the natural ability. Because the natural ability allows for people to be lazy. It allows for people not to put in the work. If you know me well, most of the people I really, really support, shout outs to my brother KB, Kwabena just came in, those are the people I naturally am drawn to hardworking people. Kwabena is a great dancer. KB is an amazing dancer. However, he is an incredible hard worker. That's 100%. Why I love him. That's why I back him. That's why I support him. Yemi Alade is an incredible talent. She's great. However, it is the hard work that keeps me in that team. That's the reason why I want her to succeed. That's the reason why I will back her to the hill. And the list goes on and on like that. I'm naturally drawn to hardworking people because, talent, like I said, it deceives people. It makes you feel like you've got what it takes to be successful. And you can see a lot of artists already, like you said, they've been talented. We've all known for 7-8 years you've got talent.
Yes,
but
sir.
Nothing is happening for you. Why don't you sit down and ask yourself the simple question? What am I doing that's not connected? Have I done enough rehearsal? Have I reached out to the right people? Am I consistent enough in all my abilities to make sure that this talent has reached, the masses? And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the people within our culture don't do that. They just feel like the good voice or the good looks should be able to take them to the money. Not anymore.
Wow, that's amazing with all that you said. So you said one thing that draws somebody to you, the first thing is hard work. So for the artists that are coming, or people that are coming up in our industry, apart from hard work, like 5 things that you'll say they'll need alongside their hard work to open doors for them.
Good music. Good music speaks for you any time of the day. I don't care who you are. When you listen to good music, you know that you've heard good music. Good music is very, very important. And when I'm talking about good music, I'll even break it down further. Make it as simple as possible. Let it have a verse, a chorus, a verse, a chorus, a bridge. You know, do it the simple way. Make sure if you're trying, and then know your audience. If you're targeting radio, your music can't be laced up with curse words as a up and comer.
Yep. We won't play it.
Got time. Nobody's got time to edit that for you. You know, if you're targeting the club, then you should make sure that your music has the tempo that the DJs are playing at the club at a certain time. The beats sound crisp. You know, so you have to, good music, you need to know your audience. You have to be consistent. You can't be an up-and-coming artist and the only pictures I see across your social media is one of you like Whiskey. Who are you? You know, so you must have an identity. You have to, you have to, so it's good music. You have to make sure that you're consistent. You know your audience.
Yes, sir.
And then you have to present your music to people the right way. Yes, maybe 1 out of every tags I get on, every 20 tags I get on Instagram, I check the music. You know, so tagging people on Instagram ain't gonna work.
Yes, sir.
It ain't gonna work. We get so many tags. So you have to present the music right, engage the right people. Look for a plugger. If you cannot afford a plugger, look for somebody that will do something close to that on your behalf. Or you could do it yourself, but present it the right way. Find the contacts for the people or the radio stations you want to send the music to. Send them a nice email. Hello, how are you doing? My name is Adesope. You know, I'm a singer-songwriter, an Afrobeats artist. You know, I've released a couple of songs over the last 1 year. Below is my bio. However, I've also attached a brand new single that I'm about to release. It's a little bit of Afrobeats. It's a little bit of Afro pop. And, you know, when people open that type of email, I read it, I want to listen to you.
Yeah.
I want to listen to you. You know, so present it well. Some people will tag you on Instagram. Some people will send you DMs. Other people, they'll send you an email, and the email looks like they sent it whilst they were in the bathroom. Do you understand what I mean? Like, oh, they just wrote something. Hey, Shopsydoo. Like, I don't know you. So if I'm sending an email, you get emails from me. When I send emails to people like yourselves, I send it and I'm like, hi, how you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Happy Friday to you. Common courtesy applies everywhere. Common courtesy. You know, just do that. Do the basic and try to introduce yourself as short and concise as possible. I'm Adesope Olajide. I'm a UK-based Afrobeat singer. I've released about 4 or 5 songs in the last 1 year. My latest single, which I think you'd like, is an Afro pop song that was produced by a young producer in Peckham by the name of GT. You know, it's a mixture of R&B, Afrobeats, and Afro pop, and it speaks to, you know, X, Y, and Z. I hope you love it. Please check it out and let me know what your thoughts are. Sometimes, because of that email, I'll listen to it. If I don't like the record, I email the person back like, yo, you know, thanks for an email. I listen to it. It's not my cup of tea. However, you know, if there's anything I could tell them that can make them better, like, please make sure it's radio friendly at the beginning or something. I just drop like 2 lines to help them, you know, because sometimes, you know, we can't be criticizing and refusing to support these people without empowering them with information.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what I mean? You have to, because that's the same type of information that I want people to give me. So it's like, yo, you know, please, The next time you send the song to a radio, make sure it's radio ready already. You know, don't just send a song to me. Within the first 4 or 5 words is first off, fuck you, bitch, and the click you claim. Like, I'm like, nah, man, that's not gonna.
That's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work. So that's, those are the things you have to, good music. You have to know your audience. You have to present your music the right way.
Yes,
It's
sir.
very, very important. You have to be consistent across the line in terms of your social media, in terms of everything. I want to be able to listen to your song. If anybody sends me a song now,
Yes, sir.
and I get it via email, and I like the record, guess the first thing I do?
You go to their
I go on their social media page.
Yep.
I go
See
and check
what
what they're saying. And when I get on your page, I want you to be shouting about your song the loudest. I want the last post you put up had something to do about your song. Let it be about somebody vibing to that record, or you putting a post up of you in the recording studio. You just finished an interview about that record. Put it up.
Yep.
Let me see that somebody other than yourself, or just yourself, is excited about this song.
Wow.
You can't put a song expecting people to be excited about it. When we get on your social media page, you're acting like Bruce Lee, standing like in a mannequin challenge. Like, no, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
If you're not excited about your record, why should I be excited about it?
That's it. You've said it all. That's it. That's it. Wow. Wow. Why do you think that people who are talented, why do you think that they become lazy along the way?
Again, I think it goes back to it. It's the fact that people believe the talent is enough. People think that because they already can sing in a high note, that's going to set them apart. I've got news for you. Those that can't sing a high note, but those that we see consistently rehearsing, busting their gut, trying their best, pushing the barriers, they will take that position. They will be the ones that will take that position. They will be the ones that people want to listen to. Because eventually, a lot of people, they want to talk about, oh, Davido's voice is not dope, is not da-da-da-da-da. I'll tell you this for nothing. I grew up in an era where high life music was so popular in Nigeria. And most of my favorite musicians, the likes of Orlando Owo, these are people that came with husky voices. So the music wasn't even incredible until there was a husky voice on that beat. So me listening to a Davido, I instantly connected with him based on that initially. The huskiness of his voice on afrobeats or a little bit of high life. And then guess what? He can work for days. So there's no way that people like me were not going to be drawn to him. I was drawn to him like that because of those factors. What people thought was a pushback was what I felt was a blessing to him. He had a husky voice that was different to everybody. You have to remember, at the time Baby came out, everybody wanted to be like Wizkid. But this guy was so different from Wizkid. He was different in voice. He was different in character. He was different in swag. That's it. He was different. And that's one of the things I was telling you. You must stand out and be different. He was different. So there was no way that you could say, this one is a copycat. And we had loads of copycat for Wizkid. Loads of people. People were trying to sound like him, look like him, dress like him, everything. But this guy was completely different. And in his difference, he worked twice as hard. And that was what put him where he is today. And I think he's one of those very many examples of just, leaving talents to the side and let's work hard first. When we get to the position where you want to find out about my talent, I will show you that. But for now, let's grind. And that's it. And most talented people, a lot of talented people, they can't do that. They can't do that. They can't do that. They can't, dream of becoming superstars, yet perform to just one or two people. They can't dream of collecting thousands of pounds, yet perform hundreds of times for free. They can't, it's going to reflect in how you move, in how you do your thing, whether you are driven or not. It's going to reflect, it's going to look at the shout out my brother.
Shout out to Kitty.
That's another one. That's another one of my favorite singers in Africa right now. And you can go and check this young man. This is a young man that came into the game via a talent competition in Ghana. So this is somebody from the beginning. He understands the essence of hard work. Period. This is somebody that knows that as a musician, you have to rehearse. As a musician, you have to be in the studio 24/7. As a musician, you have to keep your relationships. As a musician, you have to respect your fans. And he continues to do that. And that's why I love him and I love my other brother, Kwame Eugene. Because those two brothers are single-handedly putting a different face on Ghanaian pop music. They've come out of that and they're pushing it beyond, they're pushing boundaries. From day one that I met these guys, I knew that there was something special about them. And I am so happy that they never let me down. You have to understand, like when people become stars, within 1 or 2 years, some people change. But these guys have never changed. Never.
I still get replies when I text them, so boy. I still get replies.
I don't think that's another part where I talk about keeping relationships. I don't think there's anything you can ask of these brothers that they are not willing to do to better their careers. I doubt it. You know, I've never asked them of anything that will favor them that they haven't done. And that's rare, with the height of success that they've had. That's rare. So these are the people that we need to keep putting up. These are the people, that's the reason why I promote them. And I'm happy to promote them because these ones are examples. These are examples. Kiddy is in Ghana there. He put out a fantastic EP, Blue. And the funny thing is, I'm out here in the UK trying to get him interviews on my radio station. That's not even me interviewing him. But I want him to be able to promote on platforms that just because of how great a person he is, and you can see it, so it's very important. I think we also, one of the reasons why we might have a lot of people within our industry that are not working hard enough is because we don't celebrate those that are. We don't celebrate them. So we need to celebrate them, the kiddies, the Kwames, the Yemi Alades. We need to celebrate them. We need to push them there. Those guys, we look at all the guys from Congo, look at Fali Pupa, look at all of these guys. They're busting and got diamond platinums.
He's amazing.
Look at diamond platinums. That's, it's ridiculous. Like, look at the work he's putting in. So we have to celebrate them. We have to.
Sir.
If we celebrate them, we'll get the right people in the industry.
That's it. Wow. That's a lot of gems. This is free consultation. Everyone should be listening. This is actually free consultation. Wow. So still on the topic of talent and hard work, I want us to divert a little because like you have the kiddies, the Kwame Eugene, the Wizkids, the Davidos. Why do you think when it comes to our industry specifically, we don't see women rise as high as the guys do? What would you say contributes to that?
I think we failed the women, I have to do point blank, I think we have failed the women because the women are making just as incredible music, if not even better music. The women are incredible performers on stage. The women are putting in 5 times more hard work. Remember, they rehearse with dancers. They get vocal training. They have to follow, look at stylists, hair, makeup, all of this stuff. They put in a lot more work. However, the people that are in certain positions within the industry, radio broadcasters, DJs at clubs, they have failed to play the music of the women enough. You know, sometimes if you go to the club, you know, people are playing music, playing music. And I'm like, what's going on? How many music by the women have you played? And the funny thing is, they didn't even think about it. They just went from whiskey to techno to Davido to Diamond Sarkodie, Kid D, Kwame, Queen Promise, and you're going back to back. Then you play Tiwa Savage. Then you get back and play Diamond, Harmonize, this. Then you play Yemi Alade. Then you get back, you know. So we have to be conscious about, you know, women within the industry. We have to be very conscious about it. We have to be, you know, we have to think about it. We have to be specific about it. That, yo, I'm going to play 30%, 40% female music on my show. If you're not conscious like that, you're not going to make those changes. You know, period. I think, and that's what I've done on my show. And that's what I encourage people to do. Like, there's a female hour where I go 30 minutes straight up women. So it's allowed me to play Yemi, Tiwa, Becca, Vanessa MD, you know, from Tenny to Nini Ola. So I go across the continent. I go from Nigeria to Ghana. I go Ghana to Cameroon to Tanzania, South Africa, Kenya. Because of the fact that I've given myself a 30-minute slot to look for female talent, I will have to play them. You know, and because of that, I end up now finding records by them that I haven't heard before that I love and that I super love. You know, so it's like that. You know, we have to be conscious about it. We have to be specific about it. Until we do that, we're going to keep on limiting them. We have almost like an unspoken word, an unspoken kind of gesture that says it's only one woman, you know. It's maybe Tiwa or maybe Yemi or something, you know. If it's not that, trust me, we're going to keep having this conversation for a long time. A long time. Yeah.
And then with the Afrobeat scene right now, I think the two main countries that are doing it would be Ghana and Nigeria. But we also know we have the Congo, the Cameroon, and all of that stuff. So how do we bring those guys up to where Ghana and Nigeria are currently being held?
I think it's the same thing. I think it's the same thing in the sense that, you know, again, you have to be conscious. I am a very proud African. Yes, I'm Nigerian, but I love every part of Africa. I'm blessed by that. You know, I'm blessed because I love Ghana. You know, I love Congo. I've been to Kenya before. I haven't been to South Africa, but I can't wait to go. I can't wait to go to Congo as well. You know, and I think I'll tell you something. In the 90s, the biggest Afro pop music that dominated Africa was from Congo.
Wow.
Yeah, Congo dominated. Like in Nigeria, we were playing Makossa, we were playing Awilo, we were playing Mapoka. Like it was crazy. You know, the artist to have sold out the largest venue in Lagos, Nigeria till tomorrow, his name is Awilo Logomba.
He's a legend.
So he came to Nigeria in 1996 at the National Stadium in Lagos, and he sold that out. I think that's like 20 or 30,000 capacity, and he shut it down. So that tells you how big it was in Nigeria in the 90s. So we're listening to people say Kofi. We're listening to Kofi Olomide, Awilo Logomba. You know, these were the people that we listened to in the 90s. They had the biggest Afro pop kind of music. So what now happens is coming into the 2000s, Ghana came up. So
Mm-hmm.
hip life killed everybody. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking from VVIP to Reggie Rockstone to
Come
Stage
on.
J 55 to
Yeah.
I1. The list goes on. You know,
Yes, sir.
Ghana dominate Castro. You know, Ghana dominated the scene badly. And what
Yes, sir.
now happened was from the 90s, learning from Congo, and the mid early 2000s, learning from Ghana, Nigeria now decided to infuse those sounds. Kukere by Nyanya was sounding like music from Congo.
Yes. 100%.
Exactly.
100%. Yes,
And
sir.
then if you listen to everything else from that, we borrowed from hip life. We borrowed from high life from Ghana. Even
Mm-hmm.
till tomorrow, we're still borrowing from Ghana. Do you understand what I mean? So what
Sir.
Nigeria now did was, because of the numbers of Nigerians around the world, it was easy for us to carry our music to the next level and make a lot of noise.
Yes, sir.
However, what has happened in the last, particularly, what now happened to
Mm-hmm.
Congolese music that I never spoke about was because of the political situation. The Congolese musicians became they became handicapped in the sense that they couldn't perform internationally due to political affiliations. So
Okay.
Fali Pupa, Kofi Olomide, Awilo Logomba, none of these guys could perform in concerts in the UK, France, and around the world for over 10 years. So,
Wow.
yes, so in the process of them being locked down, Nigeria and Ghana started to dominate international Afro pop. So we started to perform in London. We started to perform in France. We're going to America. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to these places, and we dominated. But the last 10 years, there's been a renaissance of Congolese music. Now Fali Pupa's back. Now we've had, the young guys coming up. What is his name? Enos B is there. You
Yes.
have the new generation of
Mm-hmm.
Congolese artists that were born and
Yep.
raised in France. The
Mm-hmm.
Dajus, the Matrix Games, the heroes. The
Mm-hmm.
list goes on and on. The K Blacks, the
Yeah.
Nazas. So
The
now, what we now need to do is that the same way that I enjoy that music. So that's why if you listen to like a show of mine, or you listen to a
mm-hmm.
show by DJ Edu, I make sure that I cover these places. I make
Yeah.
sure that Congo gets a sound, Ghana gets a shout out, South Africa gets a shout out, East
Yep.
Africa gets a shout out. By doing that, we will open more doors for all of these musicians across the continent. That's how you find out about Harmonize. That's how you
Yes, sir.
find out about Diamond Platinums. That's how you find out about Sheba. That's how you find out about Southeast Soul. That's how,
Yes.
because you're looking at these targeted areas across Africa, and they will keep introducing you to more music. But we owe it to, to our kids, to our family, to
Mm-hmm.
ensure that they get a proper dose. Like, the funny thing is, my
Mm-hmm.
daughter likes Afrobeats music, she likes hip hop, whatever, whatever. But when she starts to play our own African music,
Yeah.
some of her favorite artists are Naza and K Black and
Mm-hmm.
all of these guys. So
Yeah.
even me, I'm having to watch her be like, yo. So if she's enjoying Naza, and all of these guys, I better
Yes, sir.
make sure I'm playing these guys too.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
She's listening to Tufan. She loves Tufan. I need to
Mate.
play them too. You
Yep.
know. So that's what happens. So we owe it to the next generation. We owe it to ourselves to research a lot better. Don't just be lazy and
Mm.
stick to Nigeria, techno, Yemi Alade, Davido,
Mm-hmm.
this one, that one. You've got to look outside of that to
Yes,
cover
sir.
Africa. You have to go to Ivory Coast. You have to look at Afrobeat. Look at what the Coupe de Calais is doing out there.
Mm-hmm.
Serge Beynon. Look at all of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Or else we're not doing our work right.
Wow, wow, wow. And one thing I also wanted to ask you with like you've dropped so many gems, like the questions keep coming. Guys, also if you have any questions, please use the question tab. We have about 20 minutes, so please use the question tab and I will get Shopsydoo to answer your questions as long as I can see them. So with all of that being said, my question now is Afrobeats moving forward.
Yeah.
How do we protect our upcoming, like how do we protect our upcoming gatekeepers of the genre? So how do we protect the kiddies, the Wizkid, the Kwame Eugens, the Davidos, the Yemi Alade? How do we protect them, guys?
We need to make sure we support their music. We need to put our money where our mouth is. If we say that we love Kiddy, Kiddy should be able to sell over 100,000 copies of his latest EP. That's how we say we support them. If we love Yemi Alade, her latest album must be able to sell over 100,000, 200,000 copies. When Wizkid puts a single out there, we need to put our money there. If Wizkid is having a concert in London, we should not be scared. There are more than 20,000 people. They need to come to the O2. If Kid is doing the same thing, we have to back them. If we want this genre to become bigger, we now need to start dipping our hands in the pocket. We have to look at people that work around them. The PR, the music plugger, the writer, the whatever. These guys need to get paid.
Yes, sir.
If they don't get paid, they will not be able to do these jobs to the best of their ability. They'll still have to go outside and look at other places to get paid. They need to. Today, I was watching an interview in America, and he said the music business in America, the music industry in America made $20 billion in 2019. And almost 70% of that was around hip-hop and black culture.
Wow. That's amazing.
Exactly. So if you look at that, even though the top earners, the big billionaires in that genre that are making the most money might not be the hip-hop artist or whatever, but the money has spread into the culture. So the PRs are getting paid. You know, the producers are doing well. You know, the writers are getting fat. You know, we need to make sure everybody gets a cut. It cannot just be the artist at the top getting bookings for 70, 80,000 pounds when everybody else is not eating. It's not possible.
That's it.
So what you're going to do is you're going to lose an Adesope because I need to feed my kids. So I'm going to have to now get off a radio or just completely forget that and focus on my full-time job and make sure that my kids are fine. And that means you lose maybe the addition that I add, the value that I bring to the culture, the energy that I add to that. You lose that. You're going to lose the special D who every single day after work has to go into the radio station in East London to play music, even though he's not getting a penny paid. You're going to lose it. You know, that's the thing. Until we start to think of everybody around the industry, these young artists and this young genre will not get paid. You know, will not last long. Because you can only last long when people are making and earning a living from the industry. That's it. Period.
100%. We have one question, so I'm just going to put it up quickly. Do you guys know about the North American scene? I'll be honest, I have no idea about it.
All right, let me tell you something, right? I used to know a few guys in America, in Texas and Maryland. The guys in Maryland were called our boys, and there's this guy in Texas, Houston, Texas, that was making incredible music. I've got one or two guys in Chicago. Shout outs to Bodega. But really and truly, a lot of the Afrobeats artists in America haven't really had their voices heard because of a variety of reasons. Number one, there are no Afro-focused platforms like in the UK to promote them. So there are no Afrobeat radio stations. There are no Afro TV channels that they can get on. So they are still just moving on the underground, trying to, you know, to latch on to whatever type of access when artists come over. And because of that, we in the UK, we don't see that. You know, the only one we're going to get is maybe one or two I or J blows up, or shout outs to Tommy now. Tommy's doing amazing work out of Canada, but they're investing a lot of money in making sure that Tommy's voice goes beyond Toronto, Canada. And Tommy can be heard in the UK. She can be heard in Uganda, Kenya. She can be heard in Lagos, Nigeria. It takes a lot of money and a lot of effort to make that happen. Yes, the music is great. Yes, she's a fantastic performer, but they're
Yep.
investing a lot of money and time into getting out of there. I think that's probably the biggest reason why we haven't really heard from the guys in North America, to be honest with you.
Makes sense. And then lastly, before I let you go, what
Yeah.
advice would you give upcoming artists about stage presence and performing? Because me personally, if I come to your show and your performance doesn't bang, like when I hear a song and I don't even know who sings it, sometimes just by you performing your song, I'll go and download it because I'm like, whoa, that song is nice. So what would you tell them? Because a lot of people don't like actually sing. They might like, what would you say to them about stage performance?
You must rehearse. There is no specialist without rehearsal. Rehearsal is the only secret to stage performance and stage presence. Nobody will get out of their bed half drunk and give an amazing performance. And whenever they do, half drunk, trust me, they've been rehearsing for over 50 days. So my thing is this: rehearsal is the only path to a successful performing career. The only path. No other shortcuts. I don't care whether you're getting bookings or not. Once you start to record a song, you should be rehearsing that song a minimum of once a day until you get the opportunity to perform it on stage. And what happens is, if you perform after rehearsing 30 times about the same song, it's going to be better. That's it. You know, I went to a press conference for Anthony Joshua in, I think maybe like 2015. And I remember, like, I walked in to the press conference and there's this boxing journalist on Sky Sports that I used to look up to and really enjoy how incredible it was. So I went to, there was like this side part of where the press conference was. You can go there and get some food, drinks. So I went in there to get this drink. It was only me there. And I saw this legendary broadcaster. He was standing there by himself. He was rehearsing his lines before we went live. And that thing stuck to me, and has stuck to me ever since then. He was standing there, his eyes closed, piece of paper in his hand, and he was rehearsing his lines. Rehearsing. Go over the lines, go back, rehearse. And I'm looking at this man like, my glass cup almost fell down and broke in my hands, because I'm like, yo, this is the pinnacle of TV broadcasting.
Wow.
And guess what? He's still doing the simple things. He's rehearsing his lines. So who am I?
That's it. Thank you so much for all the gems that you've dropped. People saying that they're gonna DM you. People saying that they're gonna DM you. So yeah, thank you so much. And then last advice to upcoming artists, because they get it though. What advice would you give to
They just need to keep on going, man. Like, it's never, when you're an up and comer, it means that nobody knows you. And when nobody knows you, it's going to be the toughest to get your voice heard. It's going to be the hardest to get a chance. It's going to be the toughest to get your music played. Nobody's going to allow you to jump on stage. So you have to keep going until you start to find one or two people that believe in you. Don't be heartbroken and disappointed that you're not getting support. These people don't care. They don't, because they don't know you. Music played. Nobody's going to allow you to jump on stage. So you have to keep going until you start to find one or two people that believe in you. Don't be heartbroken and disappointed that you're not getting support. These people don't care. They don't, because they don't know you. You know, they don't know you. They don't know who you are. You've got no track record. You've got nothing. So for you to be able to become, even in a conversation on the level playing field, people need to have seen what you've done before. I want to be able to, there's some up and comers now, when you see them performing, you're like, yo, I remember this guy opened for the band, man. He's a good performer. That guy's that's all you need. And the only way you can get that is because you've been consistent. You've been pushing. When you see people that hasn't opened the doors for you, you've hit up Shopsydoo 1,000,000 times. He's not responding. When you see me still be kind enough to say, what's up, my brother? I know you don't know who I am. You know, I've sent you a couple of messages. You haven't heard it. But please, I really want you to take time out to listen to my music. And I'm sure when you do listen to it, you will like it. Please keep doing that. That's all you got. You know, don't be downbeat. Don't be angry, disappointed. You got to keep pushing.
Yes,
all
sir.
you need is one opportunity. And when that opportunity comes, the only way you're going to take it is by preparing 100 times for that. If you're not preparing 100 times for one opportunity, you lose your chance.
Wow.
Period.
Wow. Wow.
Period.
Thank you so much for coming on. I've learned a lot. I'm sure the listeners have learned a lot. We need to do this when we have a panel and everything. We need to do it again. It needs to be done properly. Most definitely do it. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. It's been an honor to interview you. You're normally there. It's an honor to interview you. Thank you so much. And have
no problem at all. Have a wonderful evening. And peace out. Shout out to everybody.